Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. Good to have you with us this morning. I know it's a Monday. We'll get through the week. We've got a great show lined up for you. And of course, we're kicking off another work week here at HCC. Joining me live this morning, my co-host, Dr. Nicholas Cox. He's with the History Department, the chair of the department. He's going to join us this morning. It's good to see you, Nick. And we were talking before the show started. It feels like we haven't seen you since last year.
It's been a good winter break. I hope you had a good holiday.
It was a good holiday. Did you enjoy yours? Did you get out of town at all?
I did. My family are primarily here in Texas, so we did a bunch of family events around Christmas and New Year's. But I did go to New York City, to Philadelphia in January as well.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, Nick, it's always good to have you on the show. We want to welcome everybody watching us this morning on Facebook Live and YouTube. You can catch us just about every morning that HCC is in session, live at 10 a.m. But, Nick, they can also catch us on social media and HCCTV as well.
That's right. We are live on Houston Community College Facebook and YouTube. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m., Mondays through Fridays.
All right. So, Nick, stick around because you're going to be talking with this next guest. Dr. Alissa De Jongh is joining us. She's been on the show before. She is a professor with facial aesthetics and founder of Glacé Skin Therapy. Did I get that right, Alissa?
You did. I'm so proud of you. Yes, Glacé Skin Therapy is a medical grade line that I have in my spa, and I allow the students to use it. I bring as much sample product as I can so they can play with medical grade products.
Cool. Well, it's always good to hear what our students are getting a chance to do, and we're looking forward to talking with you in a few minutes. So stick around. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes. Okay, first, we're going to welcome back someone we've had on the show before. She's been here for Family Fun Day and also Film Friday. But today she's here for Mental Health Monday, and she's talking about a brand new program she's got going on. Sarah Gish is an artist and creator of Ignite Your Life, and she's our Mental Health Monday guest. Sarah, it's always good to see you. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here. And when you said Mental Health Monday, I'm like, oh yeah, I can talk about that.
We all need some help.
I have many topics relating to mental health that I can talk about. So yeah, I'm glad to be here and help with.
So Ignite Your Life, it's a project you've had for a while, but now it's expanding. You've got, we're going to be showing the photo, but you've got a video and now a book project. Tell us a bit about this.
Oh my gosh. Well, Ignite Your Life, I started in 2013, and there are many, many stories that accompany Ignite Your Life. One of which is that the inaugural Ignite Your Life road trip, which was in my third art car, Hubba Hubba art car, caught on fire in Phoenix, Arizona. So that was back in 2013. And since then, there's been lots of stories, lots of happening. And because of that, and I should back up and talk about Ignite Your Life, what it is, but I'll say first, because of all those stories and everything that's happened and just what I've learned and I've interviewed people, I decided to write a book. And the book will have lots of info in it, my 12 ways to ignite your life. Photos and videos. I'm going to include at least 144 photos. So 12
wow.
After. I've got hundreds, if not thousands. And it's very daunting trying to organize them. I was really not great at the beginning of the project. And then as the time went on, I was much better. So it's been quite a challenge, but I've gotten great photos. I even have a photo of Val Kilmer.
Oh, wow.
Yes, which I did briefly when he was here in town. And the Ignite Your Life project, I should just explain that briefly. It is a photo and video essay is what I call it. And I ask people how they ignite their lives. And I take a photo of them holding a sign that says, how will you ignite your life?
Right.
And most recently, I took Juanita Rasmus' photo. She is with St. John's downtown, Beyonce's church. And so she's awesome. We had a wonderful hour, and she danced and we prayed, and it was wonderful. So I meet amazing people through this project, and I want to bring some of their stories out with the book. And so it's very hard writing a book, though. I'm an extrovert.
Right.
And doing a book means you have to be quiet and focused and, cut out the outside world. And it's very difficult, but it's been fun.
How does alcoholism play a role in this project?
Well, and this is something I've been thinking about. I just celebrated 38 years, January 8th. So I'm really excited about that. It's just one day at a time. It wasn't to give us higher power and people in, AA. But I got sober when I was 21. And and that's just something I want to mention because you've got college student viewers. I got sober my senior year at University of Texas, spring semester. So anybody can do it if they have, issues with drugs or alcohol. So alcoholism plays a part because the project is dedicated to my brother, Jeffrey Gish, beautiful human being who died in 2004 because of alcoholism. And so that kind of plays into it because I felt like it was important to people and inspire people to ignite their lives. And when you ignite your life, it's a firewall to addiction. There's the alcoholism part, isolation. What else? God, I can't remember.
It kind of ties into the whole post-quarantine world we're living in right now, because a lot of people were isolated over the pandemic. Yeah. One thing they were delivering, and I'm sure you're well aware of, was alcohol. But, even though you couldn't get out, they'd still send you your booze, and I know a lot of people I've known may have picked up some bad habits during the quarantine. So I guess this kind of means something right now that we're all coming out of this, because some people may think, I need to put the brakes on, the drinking or the eating or whatever, and focus on getting my life on track.
Yeah. And so the 12 ways in the project, the firewall to addiction, anxiety, depression, isolation. So it's a little bit early to have that all roll off my tongue so quickly. I was having anxiety. But it really, And so alcoholism, it's my own journey. I'm also bipolar. I'm in college. I mean, that's, but for this project, I'm really focused on sobriety and what recovery can bring you, and how my brother can kind of be an inspiration in a way, just because he was the one that kind of showed me that beautiful human being, and yet he, gave into alcoholism. And, it was a epiphany experience.
Absolutely. There are some specifics, when I was reading through my notes for the show today, it kind of meant something to me because, I've been on a journey the last year, and I'm getting to the point where I'm rebuilding my life. And it looks like your project talks with others about rebuilding your life. And you have some tips for people, I think, 12 ways to ignite your life and rebuilding that, right?
Yes. And, there's rebuilding that, like what you've been through, the emotional rebuilding and the trauma. We all have been through this horrific, traumatic experience. I mean, we all have PTSD from the pandemic, and it continues. I was with a group of people last night, and we're like, "Oh my God, I have a sniffly nose. Oh, do you have COVID?" It's just like because you hear COVID's coming back, and that is stressful. So these 12 ways to ignite your life daily, I came up with over 10 years. So I've been writing them for 10 years. They will, of course, be expanded on in the book. But I'll just read them because I love them. And personally, I will tell you, I use them. They help me. So trust in spirit, trust. So there's a way and a word. Trust. Take care of yourself, nourish, meditate each morning, meditate, commune with nature, commune, listen to your heart, listen, connect with love, love, give service, serve, allow forgiveness, forgive, always be grateful, thank, explore your creativity, learn something new, learn, enjoy life, laugh. There you go. The keys to
incredible. Now you're also tying this into a new art car, is that right? Iggy the Igniter. Right. Tell us about that.
Sadly, my previous, I reworked after Hubba Hubba art card. It's a whole long story, which will be in the book. Buy the book. Well, it's not done yet. But I changed I had Phoenix Rising, which then became Love Ignites. And Love Ignites this last 2022 won first place in painted art card category. It was very exciting. Then I totaled it, which was very sad. And it was my fault. And I learned from that to slow down. But the day of the accident was August 4th. And that is the day that my other art car caught on fire 9 years prior. So 9 is an important number for me. So from that came Iggy the Igniter, which is a new art car. It's adorable. She's going to be have lots of yellow, kind of sunshine, medicine, joyful, bright, that kind of thing. Stars, mandalas. And what's really cool is I have all 12 ways to ignite your life daily on the car. Teaching car, and kids are going to make little circles for me with the words that are magnetic. And so they can move them around and guess which one goes with which. I'm always
very cool.
Teacher. I can't help it.
Where, if I know the book isn't out yet, but where can people get more information on Ignite Your Life? Is it through your website? Now I understand you speak around town as well, right?
I do workshops. I work for young audiences. I have a 12 Ways group for women that I'm going to start up in September. And you can go to igniteyourownlife.com. It's under construction a little bit, but that's a good place to start, or gishcreative.com. Also go there.
Okay. And we're going to have some information in our social media post on that and all your social media information as well. Sarah, I appreciate you being here. Incredible program.
You. I love
Very
being here
interesting.
Too.
You know, and it's always good to see you, and we hope to see you in the future. Hopefully when that book is out, we want to get you back on the show again.
Yes. Well, that'll be hopefully soon. I'm trying. I'm working on it. So thank you so much for having me. Happy Mental Health Monday, man. Get out there and
thank you.
Get in sunshine.
Thanks a lot.
That's such an easy thing.
I know. It's a beautiful day out there. Enjoy it. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
All right. We are going to move on to our next guest. And Nick, you've got a very special guest talking about, I'm not sure many people know, but HCC has a spa, and we teach students there as well. So take it away, Nick.
All right. Thank you, Todd. Moving on, let's talk to Dr. Alissa De Jongh, professor of facial aesthetics and founder of Glacé Skin Therapy, as well as a panelist on the upcoming MBDA Cosmetics Roundtable. Welcome, Alissa.
Hi, thank you so much.
Can I ask you first to just tell everyone a little bit about Glacé Skin Therapy?
Yeah, sure, Nick. So I have been doing skin therapy. I went to Lamar very young, right out of high school for my college experience, and I studied cosmetology, and I fell in love with cosmetics and skin science. And so through the years of practicing and having my own spa, I never could find the exact line I wanted. I would take one product from here, one product from there. This one was great, that one wasn't. And so I just decided in 2018, I was done with that. And I went out and found a lab and started creating my own, and came up with a really great, simple line. That's one thing about it, is it's pretty simple. And people sometimes get overwhelmed when they go to the cosmetic store or the doctor's office to buy products. So Glacé Skin Therapy is a very easy medical grade line to use. It tells exactly what skin types and what it's supposed to do. And it's not overwhelming. Made in the USA, scent free, and does a great job to help with people to get glowing skin.
Fantastic. Fantastic. You know, I was thinking about people like you and I, and even Todd here, who work at HCC. Everybody that works at HCC seems to have just absolutely beautiful skin. Why is that? Is there something in our water?
We're just happy. We're just happy. We're sharing the love, right?
Well, let me ask you a question about the upcoming MBDA Cosmetics Roundtable. What is this roundtable, and who are the other panelists?
So there are two other people in our industry, Miss Shanice Britton, who is the chair of my department, who is the one who invited me. And there's another industry expert that's going to be coming, I believe, as a cosmetic line. And we're going to be talking to the students about how to either jump into the industry or rediscover themselves post-pandemic, because everyone had a kind of a shift and pivot, as we know, with COVID. And the beauty industry actually did quite well through COVID, which, people are like, how did that happen? Well, they were still getting their haircut. All right. They needed to look good on those Zoom calls. But now things have changed. And so that's what we're going to be talking about, helping students discover where the education is that they need to get, what the licensing is, and then, how to best launch if they wanted to launch their own or look for work in the industry. So that's what we're planning to cover, and then have a Q&A So in case they have extra questions or things that they need to know, there'll be 3 experts there to help them and get their questions answered.
All right. Fantastic. So now that we're sort of moving into a post-pandemic era, what effects have you seen on the beauty and cosmetology industry, including at Glacé Skin Therapy, since people have started returning to work? Or
yeah, people were excited actually to jump back in with the beauty industry, and so that was fun. We still did like virtual conferences and stuff, which, you know, for people that are in the creative field like beauty industry, we're very hands-on, right? Yes, we know skin science, we're science geeks, but we also love to have hands-on. That's why we're in this industry. So those things have returned, which is nice for our students. They can go to some of the industry conferences and take classes in CE in person. But also, I think we've seen a big shift. People are still getting great jobs in big salons and spas, but many are now opening their own mini suites. And so that's been a big jump post-pandemic, that we've seen a lot more mini salons and mini suites opening up in our area.
a lot of people are sort of transitioning from working for someone to being their own boss. Is that
correct? Yeah.
Is that a post-pandemic result of wanting to set your own hours, maybe control your in-person versus virtual consulting?
Yes, that's what we've seen. So, right, people were at home, they were doing their schedules, getting more involved with their kids. And it's not that we didn't have mini suites before. It's just that it's like tripled because people do want to be in charge of their own future, their own destiny. And, you know, really, and this is what I teach in my business classes, it's all about the hustle, right? Having your own business is not easy. For those people who are willing to get up early, go the extra mile, change the trash, make the coffee, do everything, you can have a great, successful business. And so I'm hopefully we're going to be educating on that, talking about what a wonderful thing it is to be a business owner and then how much work you have to put in because you need both of those things. This is 2023. Lunar New Year just happened yesterday, Year of the Rabbit, which is about longevity, peace, and prosperity. So that's a really great time for us to have this seminar because this is the year of prosperity. So we need to jump on board with that. And we'll be helping students find their way, hopefully.
So a perfect opportunity for a fresh start and then possibly a new career. We'd like to know if someone is interested in a career in cosmetology and hasn't started at all, maybe even a potential HCC student, what would be the first steps for someone interested in joining the beauty industry?
Well, it's a good thing that you asked that because so many people, we call them kitchen beauticians. They're like, I've been doing hair all my life. But in the state of Texas, you have to have a license to be laying hands on people, right? Because there's HIPAA violations. That's their health care. You're dealing with the health of their hair, the health of their skin. And so we do have to have licensing for that to keep the public safe. So we start with HCC. You would fill out an application. You can go to our cosmetology homepage. And then once the application is there, we do have orientations to help students prepare for the program. Once they get in, whether it's barbering, cosmetology, lash, aesthetics, they have a full kit. And so that kit helps them get their way through school. It's got their textbooks in it, and it also gives them tools. So as soon as they graduate and take their licensing board, they have tools to go to work with. So it's a really great experience from beginning all the way through to jumping into their career to get the education they need, to learn, to play with the knowledge, right? Because if we don't play with the knowledge hands-on, we can't become great. And so we do have a lot of clients that come into our salon and spa and give the opportunity for the students to learn that way.
All right, excellent. Well, I have a question for you. This sounds exciting, but what is the Glam Squad? Can you tell our listeners what that does and how services, maybe even free services, are available for faculty and students?
Yeah, so the Glam Squad, actually Ms. Nelson came up with that name years ago, and we love it. It's just kind of stuck, the HCC Glam Squad. So it's a team of students made up from our cosmetology, aesthetics, barbering, and lash, any of them who want to go out and serve in the community. We welcome them to join in. And we get different types of invitations. Sometimes we're working at fashion shows behind the scenes. Sometimes we're serving groups of underprivileged women that are coming back to educate themselves and jump in the market, and they just need a fresh face. And so we'll do makeovers with them, do their hair, make them look and feel beautiful. Other times we are doing hand massages around the HCC campuses to make everyone relax and de-stress during like finals week. So it's just a team of students who want to go out and serve others in their community and give back and make connections. And it's a really lovely experience for everyone involved.
All right, well, we have just one more moment left here, and I'd like to know on some of these events and classes you've been talking about, certificates and degree programs, are there scholarships and or financial aid for these programs?
Absolutely. Yeah. So HCC has a great, there's a page actually on the HCC website that you can go to the search bar, put in scholarship, pull it up. There's all kinds of scholarships through HCC, through the foundation. And then there's also beauty industry scholarships. So a lot of us instructors will put those opportunities inside of our Canvas courses as the students start so that in their specific field, they can go out and, reach for the stars with scholarships because they're out there.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Alissa De Jongh, professor of facial aesthetics, founder of Glacé Skin Therapy, and panelist on the upcoming MBDA Cosmetic Roundtable. We'll have your info in the post after the show.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Thanks, Alissa. Always good to see you. We've got a few announcements to get through before we end today's show. Some things you'll need to know as we move into this work week. One more free HCC SCORE financial webinar. That's happening. HCC and SCORE are hosting free financial webinars for small businesses. However, there's only one session remaining, which is great for understanding cash needs, as well as loan and business financials. It's a prerequisite for those applying for HCC's business plan competition. Phenomenal program. It will also provide a pathway to prize money and seed money for your business. Happens 9:30 to noon this coming Saturday, January the 28th. It's a Zoom session. Again, it's free and on Zoom. If you'd like to join them, we'll have a link in our post after the show. And also, we've got veteran VA disability compensation benefits to tell you about as well.
That's right, Todd. The Department of Veteran Affairs and the HCC VMAS department will offer valuable information regarding the process for filing and following up on VA disability compensation claims. As you know, this can leave you consumed and frustrated, but you're not alone. So that'll be on Tuesday, January 24th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the HCC VMAS Central Resource Center. Check our post after the show for the link to register.
You know, it's Mental Health Monday today. We had a guest on talking about that, but the National Alliance on Mental Illness and HCC are providing a basic understanding of the most common mental health challenges and symptoms. They'll be discussing the prevalence of mental health disorders and current statistics related to identification, treatment, and recovery. Mental Health 101. Check it out. Noon to 1:15 p.m. Wednesday, February the 8th. So you got a little time before that. This session is open to all HCC students, as well as our faculty and staff and their circles of support. Check our post after the show for information on how you can register and all that as well. And if you're ready for a refund, well, we've got some information there as well, Nick.
That's right. Find out when to expect your refund if you're wondering about your IRS returns. And who isn't? HCC has a site that can help. Visit the link in our post after the show to find out how you can get the latest info on your tax refund. And then I guess I would just recommend you plug it right back in the tuition here at HCC in future sessions.
Absolutely. And if you need some financial aid, well, we've got a checklist for you. Make sure that your financial aid to-do list is complete by visiting the My Eagle page on the HCC website and selecting Student Sign-In. Then select the checklist and then financial aid on the left-hand menu. Confused? Well, we'll have some information in the post after the show where you can check all this out yourself. Believe it or not, we are already in spring 2023 semester. It's underway. However, you still have time to register for Second Start and other shorter sessions. So, Nick, I guess the main thing is students can still register and get some hours in to complete the semester.
That's right. That's right. The regular term, we're now in week 2, but we have later sessions in the semester, the 12-week and 8-week sessions that start in February and March. Some programs have 4, 5, and 6-week sessions that start at different times. The spring semester enrollment still remains open. We have online anytime classes. We have online on a schedule. We have in-person. We have hybrid lab classes. You can learn more about HCC programs, start dates, class options, and modalities. Just go to hccs.edu/apply.
Do it today. Make sure you get registered. Okay, tomorrow is Tasty Tuesday, and we've got a chef owner of Conchinita and Company. It's not only an HCC former student, okay, but she also just published a cookbook called Taco-tastic, over 60 recipes to make Taco Tuesdays last all week long. We can all use a taco. The only problem with this, Nick, as you know, this is a show that's done virtually, so I won't be able to sample the tacos. So we need to work on that.
You have to make your own, I guess, while you watch.
I know. Yeah, I love Taco Tuesday. And Up to the Minute later on this week features the presidents of our colleges. We'll be welcoming Dr. Madeline Barillo Hopkins of HCC Southwest College. She'll be on later in this week. So we got a big week lined up for you for Up to the Minute. Nick, always good to see you. Thanks for co-hosting this morning.
Thanks again, Todd. I'll see you next time.
All right, folks, thank you. We're going to wrap up today's show, but we'll be back tomorrow live right here, 10 a.m. for Up to the Minute.